I am Lieutenant Dangley, and we are going to get into this Elden Ring right here. So, the first thing that you have to do is pick a character, well, a starting class. And you have the Vagabond, the Warrior, the Hero, the Bandit, the Astrologer, the Prophet, the Samurai, the Prisoner, the Confessor, and the Wretch. If you press Y, you can see their stats and their starting equipment right off the bat. So with the Wretch, you're going to start off at level 1, and it's 10 across the board with a club, and you're naked, obviously. In other Dark Souls games, it was the Depraved, and a lot of fun to play as because you have a lot of just kind of versatility on where you put your stats and how little you really have to put in certain stats to have weapon requirements and stuff like that. Right here with the Confessor, that's more of your like Paladin class. He's going to start with, well, they're going to start with a sneak ability that muffles your sound, which honestly I don't think is very useful in a game like this. But you know, it is fun. One of my playthroughs was this character, but the character ended up kind of going the route of intelligence instead. So starts with an S stock and some more like PvP kind of intelligence spells. Samurai is pretty much what you see. Then you have a Prophet. That would be for your faith. As you can see, has 16 in faith. Starts with a fire spell and a healing spell. This is your basic intelligence user, 16 intelligence. Starts off with a short sword and a astrologer's staff, and can cast some pretty good stuff right off the bat. There is a way to get them really overpowered pretty early in the game too. Then you have your Bandit. This is more of a kind of fast play build and gets the crits with bleed because of the dagger, and pretty good. A lot of fun to play with, but I would suggest not playing with him on your first kind of go with the game, only because, well, it's kind of up to you really. So Hero is basically your warrior class from the other games. If you've been watching Monkey Adora so far, you know that Lieutenant Dangley does the big hits, big crits. So that's probably going to be our starting class. Then we have the warrior. That's more dexterity here. Starts with 2 scimitars, I think. I don't know. I can't really remember. And then your Vagabond starts with a decent shield, a very decent shield, and a long sword. Long swords are very versatile in the Souls games, so, and with a halberd, so pretty good stuff. But we're going to jump right in here, and we're going to start off with the Hero. And we'll just type A, put in the name really quick. If you've been following along or watching other videos, then you would know that that's who I am. And then we'll just go, sure. And for the keepsake, there's a Crimson Amber medallion. That's going to give you a little bit more extra health right off the bat, but I would recommend against this one because it doesn't, with like a few more points into vigor, and you would blow out this in no time. So, and you can see we start off with 14 vigor already, so we're going to have a good health pool coming out of the gate. Lands Between rune, that'll just give you more runes to kind of spend on either leveling or buying stuff. but that you can get runes pretty easily, so I would suggest against this. This is a go-to. The golden seed that would give you extra charges in what's commonly known as the Estus flask. That's for your healing, so you would have an extra charge for healing. Might be what we go with. Fanged Imp Ashes, you can end up buying these later. But the thing about the golden seed, really quick, like by the time you beat the game, it's kind of known, like you'll have extra golden seeds left over, so like it's kind of useless to take this right now. But that's probably what we're going to take, just because we're playing a melee class, and having that extra charge for healing will be pretty good. Fanged Imp Ashes, you can summon these 2 imps that will fight for you. I don't know. I wouldn't use this. Cracked Pot you can buy. Stone Swords keys. These are used to kind of open up secret area. Well, not really secret areas, but like locked areas in the game, quote unquote, I guess. Bewitching Branch. 5 sacred branches charged with power from the demigod Mekhala. I can't remember what they do, but I wouldn't give them. Boiled prawn, that would be good for like a starting off with a melee class, because it'll just up your attack power, if I'm not mistaken. And then Shabriri's Woe, if you put this talisman on, then you'll get aggro from all the enemies. But I haven't really seen it work any different, so I don't know. I wouldn't go with that. So we're just going to go with the golden seed. It's an old faithful, and I'll show you how it works right off the bat. So we're good here. Let's just get a beard on him really quick, and a different hair. Yeah. We want the. Oh man, we could do the mop top. We could do that guy. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. Change the color to white. And then facial hair. Get a big old beard going. There we go. Cool. Now we're ready to go. Cool. Let's hit it. Sit back and watch this beautiful bean footage.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome Dung-Eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
Well, I don't think YouTube's gonna like that Dung-Eater comment too much. So, you start off the game right here in this chapel. Good place to look at your gear. So right here we can start to kind of see what we're working with here. So if no, that's not it. That's not it either. How do you do that again? Explanation. Here we go. So if you go to explanation under the help menu, then you can find out what all of this stuff is. So like lightning attack power, well, holy attack power, lightning attack power, fire attack power, magic attack power, physical attack power. That's what we're going to be focusing on a lot. And the way to kind of focus on that, if you see where it says 128, that's the base damage of the weapon. That 17 is connected to your strength right here because it's a physical weapon and you're getting, and it scales with strength. So if you up strength, then you will up the attack power of your axe. Very simple. Same thing if it's more of a dexterity based weapon. So like if you need, so let's say these were switched where it's 12 dexterity now and 8 strength, you would up your dexterity, you know, that way you could get the most out of that weapon. Same thing with faith, intelligence, arcane, that'll come later. That's more for like bleed and related to some spells. Like I know that there's like a swarm of flies spell that is really good actually. So but this will give you all the information you kind of need right now. So with this weapon we have Wild Strikes is our special, so I'll show you that once we get it back out into the character. Here's your equipment that you start off with. You can kind of take a look at it. You can even take it off. You can even look at the description, like have been reserved for the Badlands Bravest. So you can start to kind of role play with your character. So this character's from the Badlands, obviously, and he's a brave hero from the Badlands. You know, over here you have your second menu kind of stuff, and if you if you end up, so if you're out here and you hold Y or triangle, whichever one you're playing on, you'll go into your second menu right there. Pressing select will bring up your map, which is the first time in any Souls game that you actually have a map. And let's get started. So we're going to pillage this, and that's a tarnished wizened finger. And what that does is, let's just go look in the inventory, and there it is right there. And then you can look at what it is. So it's used to write messages. So now we can write stupid things like Fortnite or try finger butthole, stupid stuff like that. So I'm going to actually take this off because we're going to end up using this right here. And I'm even going to take off all the gestures because we'll put in our own gestures later. Alright. So let's get moving. So right now, this is a good place to kind of practice because there's nothing to really hit with this. So if you hit R1, you get a basic swing, but you can kind of combo those. See, and then R2, you get you can do like a charge attack, or you can do a heavy attack like that. Now to do that wild swings thing, that wild strike, well, right now we have a shield which has parry, so left trigger does the parry for that, and then left bumper or L1 would do your blocking, kind of like that. So we won't do a lot of blocking because I'm not really into blocking, except only in like Dark Souls 2. It's where I kind of use more blocking for things, just because there's so many enemies in Dark Souls 2. They come out of nowhere. To two-hand your weapon, you're going to want to hold triangle and then hit R1. And that's how you get into that. In other Souls games, you just hit triangle or Y. Whatever I say, you know where it is. It's part of culture now. So, so right up here is our first boss. I've never beaten him. Not once. I've heard some stuff about if you pick the samurai, he makes it a lot easier, but you're kind of supposed to die here. But we'll get some hits off now. We will come back and fight him later. Here, let's try an attack. Nope. Oh, he hit me. Yeah. Just get it over with. There we go. Alright. And now there's some more cutscene.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
And we're back. So what we ended up just getting right there is the flask of Crimson Tears and the flask of Cerulean Tears. And basically what that is, hold on one second. Basically what that is your Estus flask. So as you can see, it's in our bottom right there. The way to use that is by pressing the X button or your square button, whichever one. So let's take a look at it really quick. As you can so you see we have 3 charges for this and 1 charge for this. This is for your health. This is for restoring FP. FP is used for pretty much every ability in the game. And that's your blue bar up there underneath your red, which would be your health, and your green is your stamina. But what we are going to do, which I know I'm going to end up regretting, because I always regret this somewhere along the lines, is we're going to put everything into the one that heals you. So that was your first sight of grace right there. So you see there's a little circle over around where flask is that lets you know that you've found some stuff for your flask. So let's add a charge. There we go. That was from that seed that we took from the beginning of the game. And then what we're going to do is we're going to allocate all of them to that one, because we shouldn't have to use a lot of FP. So just to go back, we drop down onto that ledge and then down. That way you don't hurt yourself. But you have a site of grace right here to use if you do hurt yourself. So now that we've done that, we can take that off. We're going to take the shield off too. And now we're just going to go. This is just your tutorial area, so all these enemies are pretty easy, but it gives you a chance to kind of check out some stuff. So that was a running R2. Here's a running R1. And here's your wild strikes and a jump attack. And to do a jump attack, it's pretty simple. You just hit your jump button, which is your A or your X, and then hit R2 while you're in the air. Bow. And then you can also do R1 hits, but that's more. I've only ever used them for more evasive moves away from enemies, just so you don't get that big slam down. So when you see that was a bow shooting at you. He's right up there. If I was a spellcaster or I had a bow or something, I would be able to hit him, but we'll just, as a matter of fact, we'll keep the shield out just to go over some more stuff. So right now, just run past him. This is a good place to use this wild strike on this guy. Just take the hit, barrel right through him. That's why I like strength the most, is that you can just kind of run through everything. Just hit him. At least at the start. It's when you have to get into the whole rolling. Wow. whoa, whoa, all that stuff. That strength kind of, woo, just roll out of that. Ooh, take the hit, and then just bash him. And the rest of the enemies we can just kill like this. If this is your first time through, though, there will be tutorial messages teaching you how to do all the stuff. Like this guy, I think they want you to sneak up on. This guy they definitely do, so if you press in the left stick, you'll crouch, but if you drop, you'll stand back up. So make sure you crouch again. You can even kind of fast walk like this, and if you get up right behind them, get a backstab in. Pretty simple stuff. Now this guy right here, they're going to teach you the jump attacks, so just like that, and then walk up to him, take him out like that. Because he was staggered, and then you can just get a nice critical hit off of him. On him, I mean. And that's kind of how they want you to beat this first mini boss. So, there we go, we'll just do this. Oh. See? And he's done. Then you exit out the top. And since we're a beefy boy, you can see I've been playing Dark Souls too much. I'm just pressing the A button. We'll get strength. So, first things first, add strength. Boom. Boop. You just run up this way. Okay, so then this is where you started off, right here. You'll be able to get that item some other time. So, we're just gonna move along. Open this door. And you're at your second site of grace. And if you've taken any damage from that boss fight, which if it's your first time, you might, and that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and rest. And this is where you would use one of those stone keys, but this one needs 2 of them. So you use stone key and no stone key in inventory. And there's the stone key will go in their foreheads. So each one of these requires 2 of those stone keys, but you will come up to some that only require 1 because there's already a stone key in one of them. So it's kind of a cool system. And then it would open up this fog wall that you can get into. So, but we'll get back to that. Go ahead and grab this. Your finger server is for sending people, you know, like allies back to their world. We'll get into some of that stuff much later. And then this is so you can put down your summon sign so people can summon you to come help them. As Solaire says in Jolly Cooperation. Take the elevator. And we'll get into some Jolly Cooperation. We'll get into all sorts of stuff because I plan on making this a very long series. Each video is only going to be 30 minutes, and I can talk for days about these games and just talk in general. So, let's hit the world map. And here we go. And now we are in Limgrave. Up there, you see there's a castle. You see the big Elden tree, Erd tree, if you will. You can see, looks like another moon, I guess. I don't know. So, then there's a bigger moon back there. And we'll get into all that stuff. But as for now, let's just run down here really quick. And we can get our... Now this item will send your summon sign to everywhere you do this, to one of these statues. The summoning pool is now functional. So now whenever I use the item that I picked up here, no matter if I'm way over there, or way over there, or way over there, it'll there too. And along with line right here, this coming off of this, that
and without an invitation.
makes fun of you for not having a woman in your life. You're maidenless and you don't have it.
Shining ray of hope. Grace, the golden light. Golden rays, pointing. It will lead you tarnished. Certainly. To cast
If you press Y really quick, your HUD will come up like that, and you can follow fruit. The first thing, but
Costs a bundle, and I admit I... After all.
buy a crafting kit. It's always good to have a torch around. There you go. Now we can...
I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
Alright.
I'm glad you took my warning to heart. You've made an excellent choice.
There we go. And now we have this side of grace. There's one thing I want to pick up before we stop this video. It's right out here, right next to this. Oh, yet again. Playing too much Dark Souls. That's a golden rune 2. So you'll be able to get some more runes out of that. So let's go ahead and rest at this site of grace. And I will catch you on the next one.